Well, so the downtown store is a unique store compared to the rest of the ones we have. What are some of the historical things you could find inside of that building?
As I mentioned, we have the SID signs, bakery pans from the original bakery, Texaco pump.
Yeah.
We have a Texaco pump, an old-fashioned Texaco pump, Texaco signs. I'm going to bring quite a bit of Ace Harbor memorabilia down there. I do have some wooden ammunition boxes. Ammunition used to come in wooden boxes. We have the scale. I'm glad you brought this up. We have the scale from West Sioux Hardware on display down there. It's very cool. Yeah, neat stuff.
Do you ever get offers on those if people want to buy them?
No, and they would be turned down. They would be turned down. Not for sale.
Thank you for joining us. We know that your time is valuable, and we appreciate you spending it with us.
This show is talking about beyond the blueprint and what happens kind of behind the scenes of the construction world, and also what happens in our lives from a family business and ranching and all the things that keep us building and moving forward.
And if there's something that you heard that resonates with you, whether it was a joke, an idea, please like this, share it with someone you know, and feel free to leave comments. We look forward to seeing what you have to say.
Let's dig in.
Welcome to the Two Bs in a Podcast. I'm Brad Jans with Jans Corporation, joined again by my brother Brian. We're joined today by Kevin Nyberg and Kelly Nyberg, Nyberg's Ace Hardware. Thanks for joining us.
You bet.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Glad you're here. You're here.
Well, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy day, but also out of your busy store. We're sitting up in the middle of the 41st of Minnesota store. But before we get things really started, got to ask, why are we wearing these shirts?
It's kind of my doing. Brad and I are diplomats together for the chamber, and we were at a ribbon cutting, and I don't know how it came up in conversation, what we were talking about. Maybe, I think it was starting with your mustache.
Could be.
Always.
Maybe. Yeah. And made a joke about, look like a 70s kind of star. And then I said, my dad has a really interesting 70s style home movie type shirt, and I explained it with the buffalo on there and everything, and we just kept talking about that. And then when we set up this podcast, Brad goes, well, should we wear crazy shirts? And I said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think he needs to describe this shirt and where this came from.
Come on, this is all about South Dakota. And this is a cool buffalo Hawaiian shirt. And a couple things. One, it's totally me, West River boy. Not really, but I want to be a cowboy. That's my next dream in life, is to be a cowboy. But anyway, you guys, so we have a place out in Custer, and I kind of love being associated with Custer State Park. And when I was in Hawaii, I cannot tell you how many compliments I had about this shirt. They wanted to know where I got it. Mm-hmm. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I was with you most of the time. I don't remember hearing anybody complimenting the shirt.
I was in a big retail store, and this gentleman came up to me and said, where did you get that shirt? And I said, well, I'm from South Dakota. And coincidentally, he was a Native American. So it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Appreciated the buffalo.
It's a great shirt.
Yeah, it's cool.
So Kelly, you host a TV show. Kevin runs a hardware store. Were either of you apprehensive or nervous about doing a podcast?
You go first.
Well, no. Since she's a TV host, past TV host, it's a natural for her. And no, I wasn't nervous at all. I'm excited to be with you guys here today, and we'll talk a little bit of history.
Absolutely.
Nyberg's Ace, history with Jans Corp and Nyberg's Ace, and it will be good.
Yeah, no fears for me, considering I am on TV a couple times a week. Dakota News Now, check it out, and have a history. I'm not too worried about it. I'm more worried about just, people don't like, or he doesn't like it when people say that we're a lot alike. I think that we are, but it means we also kind of, give each other a hard time and butt heads. And so I'm just kind of wondering how.
Never.
It's also my best friend. So we'll see how this goes. That's what I'm
Hopefully
worried about.
Hopefully that's still true after this.
Yeah.
So that's great. We do want to hear the history. Brad and I, growing up in Sioux Falls, have known of Nyberg's Ace forever. And I know there are a lot of people in this community but maybe they don't know the whole story. Kevin, you want to start? sharing that story?
Yeah, it's quite the story. 1958, my dad was in Hibbing, Minnesota, where I was born, and wanted to own his own hardware store one day. Took a wrong turn, U-turn, detour, and found out from a vendor that there was a hardware store for sale in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Absolutely, back then, geography, people didn't really know where a lot of cities were, especially South Dakota cities. And he's from International Falls, and he goes, where in the heck is Sioux Falls, South Dakota? So anyway, he ended up buying the store in 1958. By the way, it was either between Sioux Falls, South Dakota, or Torrington, Wyoming.
Oh.
So he made a good choice. He made a good choice. I really would have been a cowboy if it was Torrington, Wyoming. Anyway, so fast forward, you guys, to 1969. The Hardware Association told him to locate as close to 41st in Minnesota as he possibly could. Back then, 41st Street was a gravel street, and he was the first retailer to buy property on 41st Street. The mall beat him with construction, Western Mall, but he was the first one to commit on 41st Street. You know, after that, we can go on. This store has seen probably 4 remodels, expansions. Flagship store here. 1990, we went to 12th and Kiwanis. 2000, we'll talk more about that store. We went to 10th and Sycamore. And then 2024, we went to Sertoma and 41st Street. So, and then downtown, I can't forget about downtown because I love that historic store. As you guys know, that used to be Sid's Liquor.
Right, yeah.
And there's stories behind that. But boy, what a historical store. It's a cool store. I think it's one of the coolest hardware stores in America. But that's just a quick history
Perfect.
of Nyberg's Ace.
Well, and we have our Nyberg's Dakota Workwear store as well. That used to be right here at 41st of Minnesota in the Grill and Smoke Department. Now it's just north of us, and we just moved to a new location within the same building at 40th of Minnesota. And then in October of 2024, we purchased a handyman company, Nyberg's Ace Handyman Services. So I come out to your house and I fix everything that you need done.
Yeah, right. Not her, folks. Don't believe that.
Oh gosh. No, I just hung a mirror in my bathroom, and I was so proud of myself with my DeWalt drill getting up there. It is hanging like this. It is terrible.
You need one of those left-handed cordless drills.
I do,
There
a
you
left-handed
go.
drill, and
There
I
you
could just
go.
call a handyman too. So
There you go. That's funny.
So Kevin, how about, when did you get involved in the business
Yeah.
and how did that transition go?
Well, I still have my check stub from when I was 9 years old. That's when I started. And, you know, I did everything. I cleaned the restrooms, swept the floors. I'll never forget at the original location, which is now Boss's Pizza. That's where we started. They obviously were looking for a job for me to do. So I would take every bolt out of the bin, vacuum the bin, and put the bolt back into the bin. I'm telling you, it hasn't been done since. So that's how many years? 60 years? So, that's how I started. 1981, actually in high school, I had the opportunity to be an intern for, at that time, Congressman Pressler in Washington, D.C. Fell in love with Washington, came home, went to Augustana University, and then I went back out to Washington in 1981. Thought I wanted to be a lawyer. That didn't materialize, and I missed South Dakota. I missed the outdoors, and moved back to Sioux Falls.
Sure.
1981. Really took over as executive, as manager of this store in 1981. Yeah.
Great.
Yep. Fun.
So can you share some traditions that you've tried to keep alive from when the guys before you got started?
Here at the store? Well, Brad, I think the key to this organization is the culture of being helpful. We have to be helpful. That's who we are. Nyberg's Ace, the helpful place. So that's really a tradition that we carry forward. We can talk about LEFSA seminars. We can talk about canning seminars, all kinds of things. You know, my dad was a promoter, and we had a hunter stag, family hunter stag that he'd put on. We brought the quickest draw in the country here on a flatbed truck. So we've been really engaged with the community, and people want to be entertained, and that's what retail is. And you take a look at this grill and smoke. This is impressive department here, and grilling's big time right now. And if you're a guy that loves to be out on his deck smoking and grilling product or meat, this is the place to come. So it's important for us to engage with the customers. Those are some of the traditions that I've passed on.
Yeah. Well, I do want to just let you know about your culture here, because we, obviously we're in the grill and smoke section that's in the far back of your 41st and Minnesota store. Just walking in, I think 3 people stopped me and asked me if I needed help. So whatever
Is that right?
what you're saying
Good.
is true. They are very helpful.
That means a lot to me because I hired them. So
You did a great job.
thank you. I'm doing a good job.
What you kind of mentioned some things that your dad brought in. What are some of those traditional things that you want to keep going, that as you look at the next generation, you hope stay as part of Nyberg's Ace?
Yeah. Again, I want to mention the culture. I will say that when it comes to Weber grills, my dad was the first one to bring Weber grills to South Dakota, actually. And so that it's an important part of our business. I have to, when it comes to marketing, we like to say, and my dad originated the term, we dropped it for a long time, don't chase, Nyberg's Ace is the place. And we use that yet today. What does that mean? That means that convenience. When we have 5 stores around town, 3 miles from each other, we like to believe we service the community really well.
Absolutely.
And, couple things, hard to find items, unique items, that's what we focus on, and quality items. So convenience, quality, and helpful, that's what we believe in.
That's great. One quick follow-up question. What's the first thing you changed after taking over from your dad?
Ooh, that is a tough question. Boy, I got to think about that one.
We can come back to
We'll
it.
come back to
Yeah,
that
we
one.
will.
Let me come back to that one.
So I was going to ask about the downtown store. You mentioned the history with it being Sid's, and I think it's on the historic register.
It is.
How did that come to be, and what did it take to get that put together?
Yeah, that's really a good question. Let's talk about the store a little bit. It started out as a bakery and a Texaco station before Sid's. And at that time, in the northwest corner, we left a square 9x9 tile that used to be Sodak Sports. And Sodak Sports was based in that office, and it failed. He went bankrupt. He did not succeed. Lo and behold, the publisher of Sodak Sport was Al Neuharth. Al Neuharth went on and started USA Today. So it's just a great piece of history that's part of that building. Of course, Sid's, everybody knows Sid's. We like to keep a lot of the signs, a lot of the sliding doors. Sid's office door has chicken wire in the glass. So we kept a lot of that. The story I like to tell about Sid's is that when we were doing the construction, we went into Sid's office, and of course his employees shared the office, and we took down the ceiling tile. All of a sudden, all these little miniature Bacardi and Windsor Canadian, all these empty bottles just came falling to the floor. And so somebody was nipping and working at the same time and putting the empty bottles up into the ceiling. But it's a good story. It's a great story.
FYI, don't look up in our school.
Yeah, there you go.
I had not heard that before. That's
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh, so fun.
Be searching those to this afternoon.
Yeah.
No, it's a cool story. You guys have some great car shows down there too in the summer. Always look forward to those.
Yeah. Kelly, you want to talk about that?
Well, Hot Classic Nights. This might be our 10th year, I think, this
Yeah,
summer.
it is, yeah.
It's going to be the 10th year that we've been doing those. And we've had up to 500 classic cars down there in a pretty small space, pretty small area at our downtown location. And it's just a really good, fun, family-friendly event. It is free to attend. We have local live music, tons of food trucks, of course, drinks from from the Shriners. Proceeds go back to the Shrine and their Classy Autos, which is their own organization for all the classic cars. It's just a neat event to be downtown in Sioux Falls and feel, safe on a Saturday afternoon, evening, to just walk around and just enjoy yourself. And you meet so many great people. We set up, you can bring your own lawn chairs and set up in Dakota News Now's lawn. And some people stay for the whole 6 hours. I mean, people come hours in advance to park their car. You don't have to register to do that, which I think is a big, what is bringing a lot of those cars in, that it doesn't take a lot of work if you want to bring your car.
Sure.
And it doesn't always have to be a classic car. It can just be a really cool car, even if it's a Mercedes or something that I'll never drive in my lifetime. Maybe not a Mercedes, I'd say a Corvette. So it's fun, and year after year it's grown. For the 5th year anniversary, they had the Grassroots. I am too young to really know the Grassroots. I knew one song though, but it was really neat to have them. My dad was very big, and my aunt, instrumental in bringing them in too.
Great. So obviously Ace Hardware is a franchise name that's all over the country, and you mentioned you have 5 stores of the Nyberg's Ace, and there's obviously surrounding communities that have them. How does that selection process, how did you pick the locations? You mentioned your dad was told, 41st in Minnesota was the next good spot to be in. Do you get to make that selection on where you put the stores, or do you have some corporate influence?
Yeah, good question. Let's start and say that Ace Hardware Corporation out of Oak Brook, Illinois, is a co-op. It's not a franchise.
Sure.
People
Yeah.
put it in that category, and rightfully so. It's rated one of the top 5 franchises in America. So you're right, but it's a co-op. So what does that mean? We own the company.
Right, sure.
Us dealers own the company. We have another store. We can't forget about Watertown. Watertown's a great city. It's a beautiful store. We opened that 4 years ago. How does that process work? I'm going to put it this way. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Kelly knows where I'm going with this.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I have no
So,
idea. Golden ticket?
There you go. The golden ticket is what Willy Wonka is looking for. And Sioux Falls is where the golden ticket is at.
Sure.
So we have, and Nyberg's has always been ahead of the time in buying property for our stores. So we right now have 3 parcels that we could put a store in tomorrow.
Sure.
With the way Sioux Falls is growing, we want to be prepared for that. It won't be me, it will be future generations. But yeah, we've got 3 other parcels around town, actually northwest, across from Jefferson High School, Louise and 85th Street, which is the new interchange. And then the one that everybody asks about
Every day.
is 57th and Highway 100.
Right, yeah.
And I tell people, if I had $1 for every time I was asked when we're going to put that store in, it would be up by now.
You could pay for it.
But, yeah.
And then add me on there too. Yeah, that one is asked about
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, so it's good stuff, but that's really how the selection process is. We'll look at other communities, absolutely.
Yeah, great.
I'm learning a lot today that I didn't know.
So maybe we'll talk a little bit about Dakota News Now. You host on that show.
I do.
And What's Up Sioux Falls. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so, first, I never thought I'd be working in the family business, ever. Grew up working here as a cashier during the summers, maybe helping with stocking a little bit, but my journey has been, I moved to Los Angeles right after I graduated from Augustana. Learned that Mary Hart went to Augie and is from Madison, and she was on Entertainment Tonight for over 25 years. So I moved out there for an internship right after college and got into some acting and body doubling. I stand in for Ariana Grande, body double for Selena Gomez. I worked on over 200 shows and movies, but it wasn't fulfilling enough for me. I really wanted to just be myself, and so I wanted to become a television host like Mary Hart. So I did some training out there. In 2016, I realized I missed my family too much, and being, only seeing them 2 times a year, maybe 3, just was not enough. We are very close. I'm one of 4. We're all within 5 years of each other. So I came back, was on the radio for a little bit. I guess I'll say this publicly. 2 things I dislike the most are country music and mornings, and I was a morning show co-host at 5:30 a.m. on a country music station. But it was fun. Radio's a blast. Then I went to host television shows, live shows in Omaha and Kansas City. Came back in 2020, and I was looking for my next opportunity. TV hosting is a total passion of mine. It's not necessarily about being in front of the camera for me. It's about learning from other people. If you even encounter me in Sioux Falls, it's like I'm always doing interviews because I love learning about other people and telling their stories, and especially local businesses, family-owned businesses. So I started my own web show along with my friend Jason called What's Up Sioux Falls. And we did that for a couple years, and it just became too difficult with having a full-time job. We still do some stuff here and there, but then was approached by Dakota News Now. I'd spoken with them before when I moved back to Sioux Falls about doing some segments for them, and it's really grown. It's been almost 3 years. So I do segments, paid interviews with local businesses that air during their 9 a.m. hour during the week, and it's sporadic. I could be on 3 times a week, I could be on 3 times a month, I could be on every other day. It just depends on the clientele. And then also, about a year ago, probably a little bit more, we started our own home show called Welcome Home, where we feature businesses, anything in the home-related industry. It could be a painting company, talking about mortgages, builders, home builders, anything interior design. And that is a 30-minute program that airs quarterly right now. Hopefully we'll be doing more, and it airs about 7 times in a weekend. So I really enjoy it. I'm very fortunate and thankful, Dad, that I can work here full-time at Nyberg Zace and be involved in all the things that I am involved in, community things, and still doing my passion of TV hosting. And now I can actually say, after being back here for now 6 years at ACE, that it is a passion of mine as well. I mean, I'm so passionate about this company, and I don't intend on leaving. In case you were wondering, I'm never going anywhere. And so, it's just great being able to do both.
Great.
Awesome.
Can you tell me about your cat?
Yes, I will tell you about my cat.
Oh, no.
It was
Here we
in my
go.
head. I'm laying in bed
Here
last
we
night
go.
thinking, cannot forget about Kevin. Cannot forget about Kevin. And it's not this Kevin. I'll tell you the story. So he raised us to think that Labradors are the only pet worth having. Nothing else matters. Other dogs are just down here. Labradors up here.
True.
I was always, it is true. Every other week, I swear, he sends us different articles from whatever organization that Labradors are the top-rated dog once again in this category. I mean, it's an obsession. So anyway, I never liked cats growing up. I thought they were boring or mean, not playful. And in Kansas City, I was hosting my show, Kansas City Live, and my co-host is allergic to cats. So I was assigned the cat cafe, where there's 25 cats there that are up for adoption, and they serve coffee. And so I'm interviewing the host, and all of a sudden this little brown cat just hops on my lap and will not leave me alone. He's trying to drink my coffee. He's all over me, and I just fell in love with him. And 2 days later, I adopted him. And I mean, just crazy, because I didn't want to be a cat lady, especially being single. And I don't consider myself that, because he's the only cat I've ever loved. And that's nothing against cat ladies. Sorry, I didn't mean for that to sound degrading against cat ladies. Anyway, I cannot, settle down on a name. I put on my social media asking people what they thought about Toby, because he's a tabby Bengal mix. Frankie, Ace would be a fun option. Casey for Kansas City, since I got him there. And this is going to sound so weird, but I'm in the shower one morning, and I'm like...
You got to back up. You got to remember, that your dad doesn't like cats.
And my dad doesn't like cats.
Okay, keep going.
Yes, okay. Very
Keep
good point.
going.
And so I'm in the shower one day and I'm still thinking about names. I'm like, oh my gosh, Kevin. He is such a Kevin. 1 minute he's your best friend, and then the second later he flips and like you're fighting about something and it's tense.
true.
No.
Cat's true, but
The
not
cat's
me.
no. I don't know why, but maybe it was kind of in spite of him. I just thought it was so
was in
funny
spite of me.
to have
That's
a
what it
cat
was.
named Kevin. So he's little Kev, but on paper he's Kevin Nyberg. And so I have a couple stories. One, once a year, since I lived with them for a few years, Kevin Nyberg gets a postcard reminding him that it's time to get his feline rabies vaccine. Whenever I call Horizon Pet Care and try to set up an appointment, he brought him in first because I had to work someday or something. And I'll call in to make an appointment, and they say, okay, so who's the account under? And I say, well, it's under my dad, Kevin Nyberg. And then they'll say, well, what's the cat's name? And I have to say, also Kevin Nyberg. And then my favorite one is little Kev was sick in Kansas City, and so I had to bring him in to the vet, and I got a voicemail from Rock Hill Pet Clinic saying, we just want to let you know that Kevin Nyberg does have worms. So it has been such a fun thing. Sometimes I'm sitting at home and I'll just start laughing to myself because it's so funny. And it's weird. It's totally weird. But I've had so much fun with it. And when I get mad at the cat, I call him Kevin Roy. And that's his name is Kevin Roy. And so it's funny. I have friends now from Leadership South Dakota that every time I mention Kevin, they go, are you talking about your dad or your cat? So it's been a lot of fun. And he loves little Kev. He doesn't like to admit it, but he just loves him.
Haven't seen him for 2 years, but yeah.
Yeah, more like 4.
4.
Yeah.
Well, Kevin, can you share with us what does the future of Nyberg's Ace look like the next 5-10 years?
Yeah. Growth would be part of the equation, as I mentioned, the properties that we had. Of course, you'll see a generational shift. Kelly's role is not yet determined. I do have a son who is obviously Kelly's brother, Eric, and he's starting to be more involved into the company. He's an attorney here in town. But, you know, I think what's encouraging is that these kids see an opportunity that, boy, you don't get too much anymore these days. It's tough to start a business. It would be tough to start an Ace hardware store today from scratch. Pretty much impossible. So to be able to pass that on to the next generation is very important, very important. And so, yeah, that's where I see where that is. And Kelly's involved in advertising, social media, those types of things, marketing,
Hiring.
yeah. So it's all good.
It's your family's business. As you guys know, you do a little bit of everything. I mean, you do what you can to fill the voids, and yeah, which is exciting. I mean, I've kind of developed my own positions, kind of, and every day is
You think?
every day is different and exciting. That's for sure.
No, I'm going to say, I have to say this about our team and the next generation and where we're going 10, 20 years from now, hopefully. We've got a great team. We've got a great staff. Jody is leading the sales and the operations side of it. Marin in advertising. So we've got some key players in place. But, you know, back to the culture, back to this team, Kelly hiring, they're awesome. They're friendly. You said it when you came in. 3 of them asked if you could be helped. You don't find that anymore anywhere around town. So that's what sets us apart. And it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for the employees that we have. You know, I put it this way. For every 1 negative comment we may get, there's 9 positives. And that is so huge. It's just huge.
Yeah.
Great.
So Kelly, you mentioned you're doing the hiring, and obviously you've done a great job of that. And as your
Thanks.
growth is on the horizon, what's your secret? Because workforce is a challenge. How do you?
Taking the time. I have kind of figured out that, and you know, it's not just because it's me, but it's just someone taking the time to do it. I think retention's probably gone up 60% since I started here, because the managers at their own individual stores were doing all of their own hiring. Well, they're so busy, and they didn't have access to tools that I actually for free found online to vet these candidates. So I have a job board. I am the one that goes through every single job application, and I take my time to vet these people by going and looking at background checks, checking out their social media, Googling them. And that really, really has helped, just taking the time to really, you know, get to learn somebody's personality first, seeing if they're going to fit in. And I have been fooled, for sure, that, you know, I'm a very trusting person, or trusting person, I should say. And people can fool me in an interview, and I think they're going to be our best new employee, and they end up not showing up for the first day. Or their grandma's been sick 74 times in 1 year. You just never know. It really is a challenge, but it's very rewarding for me personally to see that almost every single person on this sales floor I have hired, and they've been here for years since I started.
Well, and I think the other thing is, Kelly, that word of mouth from the employees. They tell other people that, you know, we're looking for greenhouse staff, or we're looking for sales staff in lawn and garden. That's very, very important for us. Yeah.
That's a
And
true sign of a great culture. when
Yeah,
people
it
are your
is.
own advocates, for sure.
It really is.
I was just going to say the culture. I mean, we have an employee that's been here 40 some years. We have one that's been here 27 years, Jim, in our plumbing and electrical department. And people just love it. I mean, they really do, because we truly care about our employees. And sometimes maybe we give too many chances, but we truly do care. And we're accessible. I mean, Kevin's accessible. He cares. He's out on the sales floor. I just heard about him helping somebody on a Sunday. I didn't even know that he would have been in here on a Sunday. I mean, shopping, but not working. I mean, well, I guess he works all hours. Yeah. But he's accessible, and, you know, we're actually here, and I think that means a lot to people, that the Nybergs actually work here and will interact with people, and seeing that we truly are a family-owned business.
You know, I get high school parents calling me, seeing if we have any job openings. And, you know, I tell the high school kids that you can go flip burgers if you want. You probably aren't going to learn a lot. But when you work at a hardware store, you're learning stuff that you're going to carry on for the rest of your life.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
we have some great high school youngsters that help us out.
Including,
dramatically.
I don't know if you knew this, Brad's oldest daughter's boyfriend works for us at
Oh,
41st
there
and
we go.
Sertoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he hasn't
I
been
haven't met
fired,
him
so he
yet.
must be good.
Yeah, I think he's all right. He's a
I
hardworking
think he's
kid.
okay.
Good. That's good. I like it.
Well, we talked a little bit too about growth, and Sioux Falls is growing fast. As a family business in that family seat, what maybe one thing that you would say Sioux Falls is doing right?
Whoa. Well, you know as well as I know, people are moving here because of the quality of life. No question. Controlling growth is a challenge. When you get 5,000 people a year moving to the city, you've got to be careful in controlling growth. Yeah, you know, I was on the park board for 10 years, and again, quality of life, what the city has to offer. People love Sioux Falls, and you know, we can go back, guys. You know, talk about my dad. He's really the founder of the trail system that you see around the river today. President of RISE, was called RISE at that time, River Improvement Society. But yeah, so you know what Sioux Falls has to offer is amazing, and the people who move here absolutely love this city.
And I think people in Sioux Falls really embrace new businesses, especially family and locally owned businesses. People are great in Sioux Falls about shopping local. They do want to support your local companies when they can. And I think organizations like the Chamber, Brad, you know firsthand, that are, you know, talking to these new businesses, making sure that they know about everything that this city has to offer, and introducing them to different people and networking. And there's so many small businesses that have just totally thrived. And even in, since COVID, we've done so well here about just growing all around.
Yeah.
Kevin, you mentioned, that Jan's Corporation built a couple of your stores and we've remodeled some of them. Can you give a perspective for maybe some people listening in the retail world? How have you perfected the design or the layout of your stores? Because you've obviously gone through a lot of iterations. You've had to work, you've been able to build from the ground up, which you got to essentially design what you wanted, but also like downtown, you had to fit into a space that was already there. How did you work that process?
Well, let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about Jan's Corporation, should we? That's why
Yeah,
we're here.
this is your show,
Yeah,
guys.
that's why
We
we're
can
here.
talk about you.
We don't like talking about us. Nobody
And,
wants to hear
it's
about us.
it's a great story. It's history. 10th and Sycamore. I'll never forget. Your dad had 2 lots for sale next to the car wash. And so I approached him. Obviously, that wouldn't be enough space for us to build. So we were able to buy those 2 lots from your dad, and then there was a house between your dad's property and Volunteers of America had a daycare center on the corner of 15th and Sycamore. And so we were able to secure that, and the store went up, and without a glitch, Jan's Corp did well. Really enjoyed working with your dad. Your dad is a great guy. He really is.
Who also apparently looks like Teddy Roosevelt.
Yes, he does.
And you're kind of like
And-
Brad's kind of becoming a mini Teddy
I don't know,
Roosevelt
maybe.
with this mustache
See.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Puts a cowboy hat on, I promise you. But anyway, so then, fast forward to 2024, again, the relationship with Jan's Corp, your dad, Dale, built a store at 41st and Sertoma. Learned a little bit more about that store, lower ceiling, which I appreciated. That was my bad. But yeah, it's been a good relationship. It
Good,
really
appreciate
has.
it. Well,
Yep,
we agree.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So how do you, what goes into laying out your store? How do you, because obviously like this store we're in has been added onto and remodeled.
Yeah. Whoop. How do you lay it out? I'm a visual merchandiser. That's a passion of mine. My employees will tell you that. Over at East, we just remodeled the East store. It's beautiful. East would be 10th and Sycamore. Beautiful store. And we might have changed a few things because I came in and said, looking at it through the eyes of the customer, this isn't quite right. Yeah, and then you look at the categories that we specialize in, lawn and garden, nuts and bolts, which you can buy by the each, electrical, plumbing, tools, amazing department. So you lay it out. It's different than what Ace believed in a few years ago, but it's got to be exciting. Grill and Smoke at East is amazing store. West, yeah. I'm sorry, we call them West, South, East. I don't know what it's going to be. Southeast, maybe the next one. I'm not sure.
This would be maybe Central,
Yeah.
and then you change. That would be too
Yeah,
much to
could be.
change all that.
That'd be too much. That's up to you.
Whoa! I didn't know I had that kind of power, guys. This is a big deal.
Let's send it out on socials.
Yep,
yeah, there you
Kevin
go. There
said
you go.
that. It's up to me.
Kevin's store.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I got a joke. I'm got to make a joke. Every time, Kevin went out of town a couple of years ago for a longer vacation, and all of a sudden I came up with this whole idea in our corporate offices here with all the ladies that I am the interim president and CEO whenever Kevin is around. And it has been some of the most funny stories during that time. And I got to tell this story too. My brother was just walking around. You saw him. Eric sent me a text. We were arguing about the weather on our cell phones one time, and he said something, and I responded back, and I said, "That is no way to speak to the interim president and CEO of your organization. Have you ever been written up before?" And he said, "No, I haven't." And so I wrote him up like an official write-up from Nyberg's Ace, and gave.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think he thought it was pretty
Oh, yeah,
funny
he-
of it.
yeah,
He did.
it's
He
light
has a
humor.
sense of humor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had our office manager, director of finance, and IT sign it as Kelly's administrative assistant. I had all these things that Eric needs to do before we review in 90 days, his behavior and how he has been. And I sent it to him and he signed it and sent it back. And so it's kind of been fun when Kevin's out of town to have that little bit of
Yeah,
power.
what else goes on?
We have fun, but we work hard.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a multi-generational family business, what's maybe a piece of advice you would give to others in the same shoes out there after your longevity in this community?
Yeah, Brad, that's a good question. Giving back to the community is really important to us, and you know, being local, this is important for me to say, and I've said it before. If you're a nonprofit organization and you rely on local businesses to support you, boy, you better support them. And because someday they're not going to be around. And so giving back is important to us. You know, little things like the roundup that we do doesn't take a lot of effort on our part, and at times we match a roundup, but it means a lot to these organizations. It really means a lot. We're big on hiring those with a disability, and you may have seen that. Kevin, who's one of our employees, has been working for us for 40 years. Dylan, he's the one that's in the wheelchair. We've won awards, governor's awards, by employing those with a disability. Those are the community things, the things that make Nyberg's what it is, that I hope passes on to the next generation.
For me, I think working with a family member, communication is key. Sometimes it's easiest to just not really want to take the time to listen to your loved ones, you know, and listen to their perspective. And you really need to listen to each other and work together. And I think that we've gotten to that. Sometimes I stress them out because, you know, I might mention something at home. I've learned that, you know, unless it's so important, do not talk about it at home because it's not worth it. It's not worth the reaction. But yeah, communication
Can you relate to
and
that?
yeah, right. Keep it at the business. But communication with one another and remembering that they are your family and they have the best interests of the company in mind. And then I think as we move forward, just remembering, you know, what this business was built on, and that is that helpful service. And we truly are just so different than other businesses in town, and just kind of keeping that foundation and not straying from that. You know, this has been working for 68 years for a reason. So, you know, you got to do a lot of the same things while also looking at the future and progressing with the times as well.
Yeah. Well, I know we had kind of a family rule that we had to work somewhere else for 2 years before you could come back. Are there any secret Nyberg rules that involve coming back to the family business?
You have to learn how to get up early.
Yeah. Kelly's still working on that?
Mornings are
Kelly's
not,
still working
I have
on that.
major insomnia. It's not like I am like sleeping until 10, guys. I just have major insomnia, and it's tough sometimes. But thank you for bringing that up. I think maybe since we have a production company here, we'll probably cut that out of this. I don't even remember the question now.
Yeah.
I think the question was, what is, you know, probably one of the most underrated products, and it must be like alarm clocks that you guys sell.
Thank you.
There you
Let's
go.
keep going with this. I'm loving this.
That's it. That's good. That is good.
What is next for Nyberg's Ace? What's the next big thing? And obviously the economy has changed somewhat in your world, so what's
Yeah.
next?
Well, we put the brakes on construction at this point. Hopefully that interest rates come down.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next, and I hope I'm involved. You know, I don't know if I'm ever gonna fully retire. I can kind of come and go when I want. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy interacting with the people. I've got other passions, obviously. Hunting is one, pheasant hunting is one of them. Labradors. is
Buffalo.
another. Buffalo. Cowboy boots, yeah, there you go. But yeah, and I hope I'm involved, but I think looking at 57th and Highway 100 will be the next project, hopefully within the next 2 years. Hopefully by the time we're 70 years old. It'd be nice.
That'd be
It'd be nice
great.
to have
Yeah,
by
absolutely.
then. Really would.
So let's talk about best-selling products. What's something you just can't keep on the shelves?
Depends on the time of the year, I think. He would know more about this, obviously, than I would, but
I'm trying to think, what is one of the hottest moving items in the store?
left-handed hammers.
I'm going to tell you right now, guys, we can't keep Eagle lawnmowers in stock. So
Yeah.
Eagle lawnmowers, battery-operated platform, unbelievable lawnmower, no more gas, no more tune-ups. And it's just not the lawnmower, it's a string trimmer, it's a chainsaw. They now make generators, or it's just a great platform. So Eagle is doing very, 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 very good. Now, I'm going to give you a tip, because you guys probably either have Milwaukee or DeWalt. So here it is. This is free advertising for me right now. If you already have a platform, battery platform, DeWalt, Milwaukee, stay with it, because they make great tools.
Yeah.
We sell them, string trimmers, chainsaws, you name it. So if you already have a platform, stay with it. If you don't, I would suggest Eagle.
Sure. And they make riding lawnmower now too,
And they make
correct?
riding lawn, they make motorcycles.
Yeah,
Really?
we have a little
Battery-operated
motorcycle
little
over there.
motorcycles.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
That is
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah. You know, times have changed for us. We used to be big time into sporting goods. Lowell Hanson, former lieutenant governor, would always comment about his dad bought him his first shotgun
Right,
at
yeah.
Nyberg's Ace. And, you know, times have changed, and I hate to say it, but hunting isn't what it used to be. And we've got to get the next generation involved in the outdoors of South Dakota. Yeah, so that's a category that we don't do as much with anymore, outdoor. But yeah, lawn and garden, Brian, we own the lawn and garden market in Sioux Falls, complete lawn and garden department. And yeah, I can't give you one item.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's Poppy's Popcorn. I don't know.
I was thinking about
I'm giving
popcorn in general.
I'm giving a local business a plug, Poppy's Popcorn. And we have our own popcorn, and that's another topic we could talk
Yeah.
about at Nyberg's
What is the
Ace.
history behind the popcorn?
Oh my gosh, we've been doing this, I don't know how many years, Kelly?
I don't know, you've been around a lot longer than me.
Yeah, 20 years giving out free popcorn.
Oh,
Asked
more
for
than
a-
that, 'cause, I mean, when
asked
I
for a
was growing up.
donation to Children's Miracle Network, but, you know, it's just a community feel-good thing. Contractors come in, pick up a
Yeah.
bag of popcorn, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And they don't leave a mess around the store. That's a good thing.
That is really good. We probably have a battery-powered vacuum that would.
There you
Yeah.
Pick it all
go.
up.
Good tie-in. Great tie-in.
No, we've probably given out, we have to have given out more than 1 million bags of
That's
popcorn, and people freak
incredible.
out over it. And I mean, there's nothing that unique or special about it, but it's always consistent and it's always good. I was telling you guys before that during COVID, we cut the popcorn for a little while, for obvious reasons. And I was over at our West Side store on Sertoma, and there was a lady it was the first day we brought back popcorn, and she saw it and screamed, "Praise God, hallelujah, popcorn is back." And I mean, people were so disappointed when this popcorn was gone.
Yeah.
But my favorite thing, and you guys will have to eat your popcorn because I had to make it for you, so you better, is to put our testers on it. So when you come into the grill and
Ooh,
smoke
there you go.
department,
Good
over
idea.
250 sauces, rubs, charcoals, and pellets, you can get testers to try,
Yeah.
the seasonings, and you can put them on your hand if you want to. That gets a little messy, but I like putting it on the popcorn, and then as
Good
you're
idea.
shopping,
right, yeah.
you can taste
So-
it, and yeah,
Hey, Brad, let's go back to your rapid fire. You
Yeah.
can tell
yeah, we're going on
that you
and
don't
on.
give Nyberg's rapid fire questions, because they're not very rapid with them.
That's all
We
right.
like to elaborate and give every single detail.
Anyway, keep going.
Well,
Fire
so
away.
the downtown store is a unique store compared to the rest of the ones we
Yeah.
have. What are some of the historical things you could find inside of that building?
As I mentioned, we have the SID signs, bakery pans from the original bakery, Texaco pump. We
Yeah.
have a Texaco pump, an old-fashioned Texaco pump, Texaco signs. I'm going to bring quite a bit of Ace Harbor memorabilia
great.
down there. I do have some wooden ammunition boxes. Ammunition used to come in wooden boxes. We have the scale. I'm glad you brought this up. We have the scale from West Sioux Hardware
Oh, really?
on display down there. It's very cool. Yeah, neat stuff.
Do you ever get offers on those if people want to buy them?
No, and they would be turned down. They would be turned down, not for sale. Yeah.
So who's the better griller?
Ooh, that's not a good question for me.
That's not a good question for him or me.
I can answer that. I do like to cook breakfast on the Blackstone. When the families come up and
That's it.
morning thing, I'm a pancake guy. Pancakes, sausage, bacon, you name it. But other than that,
My mom is the one that cooks the steaks.
well, and there's a story behind that. But we're not going to go there, or it will get me in trouble.
But my
It will
brother,
really get me in trouble.
my brother, who we've mentioned, is amazing on the grill. He cooks
He's good.
everything.
He's
Now, I
really
live,
good.
my excuse is that I live in an apartment, townhome apartment, and so I don't have room for a grill, so I don't really have the opportunity. I mean, whatever.
That's not good, folks. We do sell grills for patios at apartment complexes. So don't listen to her.
Okay, so after this, I'm gonna look into buying a new Weber grill that is small enough to fit on my patio
There you
because
go.
we sell them for apartment
We
complexes.
can do that.
Yeah, perfect.
Kelly, what's the one unwritten rule for working with your dad?
Oh my gosh.
Is that bad?
When he's upset, just stay away.
That's not true.
Don't bring up any. Again, the
not
thing
true.
about at home, just try not to bring stuff up at home unless he brings it up first. And then just kind of get out what you need to say and don't get into too much
Oh, I'm
because I don't
learning
want
a
to stress him out. I mean, he has a
I'm
lot on.
learning a lot.
Yeah, he has a lot on his plate. Obviously, this man, runs 7-8 businesses with all the stores, and it's a lot. And I get it, and it's very stressful. I couldn't do it. That's why I have not been asked to be the owner. Well, I have. I said no. But what were you saying? What were you saying?
I don't know if you could do it. I don't think you could do it. I know
I don't
you
think-
could not do it.
Thank you. I have a lot of faith in you too, Dad. I don't think I could do it. I really don't. It's not for me. I'm a
So,
people person. I got to be
Brian.
around people, and yeah.
But Brian, let's. She says 7 or 8 businesses. We've branched out quite a bit with Dakota Workwear,
Right.
Nyberg's Dakota Workwear. Really a fun store, Carhartt, Ariat, huge boot selection. Then we started Nyberg's Ace Handyman Services, which has gone over very, very, very well. We have 4 craftsmen, do odd projects around homes where contractors don't have time to do them. So we fill that void. People might have a sink that they need a new trap replaced or drywall on the wall, whatever. And then B2B. We do have quite a large B2B department, business to business, supply place. We call it a supply place where we solicit bids. We do a lot with the city, a lot with the vocational schools, a lot with multi-housing complexes.
Sure.
So yeah, Kelly, you're right. In the last 3 years, 4 years, we've really become diverse in what we do here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
151 on Monday, April 27th. Kevin said I was right. Mark that down.
Mark that down, folks.
It'll be on YouTube forever.
Yep. Good. No, you can tell we have a lot of fun
Yeah.
together. It's not often that we're working directly with one another, but I enjoy it. I really do overall. I know I mentioned the don't talk about it at home and stuff. He's not that bad. It's just I want to respect him in that way that you don't always have to think about work. But working with him has been a lot of fun. Again, I never thought I was going to be doing this, and the amount that I've learned about the family and just business in general in the last 6 years has been significant, and I am so incredibly proud to be a part of this family business. I mean, 68 years, and we're obviously not going anywhere, and it's just been really neat to be a part of it, and I'm excited to see how it grows, when my brother takes over because I'm not, as you know. I can't do it. And it's okay. I don't take offense to that. Like I literally, if I were the leader of the company, my role would be very different than what Kevin's is. Let's just say that. But yeah, I'm very excited about our future, and it's been an honor to work with him, and very proud of him.
Good job.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are
Thank
you
you.
proud of me?
Oh, I'm definitely, absolutely proud of you.
Thank you.
Well, we want to thank you guys for taking
Yeah.
time out of your busy schedules to meet with us and answer some questions. And you got an amazing history here in Sioux Falls, and we look forward to the next, who knows how many years.
Yeah, good. Thank you, guys. It's
Thank you.
It's been fun.
Absolutely.
And
Appreciate it.
we'll be in touch.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Appreciate it. Thank
And
you.
thank you for wearing the shirts, guys.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I had to run with it. I don't think he understood why.
I did not understand why.
But, you know,
I wanted to wear cool hardware, hammers.
Yeah.
And she goes, no, you got to wear the buffalo. You got to wear the buffalo. Okay,
Yep, that's where it's
There we
all
go.
stemmed from, so.
Love it.
that's it. Good.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, you
Thanks.
bet. Good job.
We appreciate you listening. Everything we do is a collaboration, and we appreciate you being here to share this with us.
Yeah, our goal is always the same, to build relationships, to build structures, and to tell the stories that we've experienced along the way.
Feel free to drop us a comment, share it with a friend, and like this podcast.
Or call me if you just want to talk about cows.
So until next time,
Keep building. No, get out of here.